Hi friends, welcome back to my channel where I'm sharing my TTC journey after being diagnosed with PCOS. And today's video is going to be an update on where I am in terms of scans, seeing doctors, etc. Because I actually haven't done one of these videos for 2 months. I actually had to go back on my channel and scroll down and see when the last time was that I did one of these videos. So if you're watching this, you're new to my channel or you just kind of forgot, I will link that video down below in case you want to start from the beginning. But here is an update. I do apologise, my hair is so greasy and I've got a big spot, and that kind of represents what my life looks like at the moment because I am not feeling particularly hot. The reason I haven't done one of these update videos is because the process is so slow, and it can take like a month to go for a scan and get my results, and that just doesn't do well for video content, you know. So today I'm just going to catch you up on where I am. If you follow me over on Instagram, you might already know, but this is going to be a bit of a more in-depth chat, and I'm going to stop introing this video and we're just going to get straight into it. So as I mentioned in my last video, I'd been for scans and the doctor had seen fluid on my right hand side, and I was prescribed antibiotics to try and get rid of that fluid. And it was a 2-week course. I took the tablets and not very much happened, and I actually ended up in A&E one night because I was in so much pain that I genuinely thought that something was going to burst in there. I went off to the hospital, I sat in a bay and I waited, and a consultant came to see me. She asked me a few questions, a lovely nurse took my bloods, and then I was sent off for a scan. It was a very quick process. I was only there for like 2 hours, and that's because they basically rule out emergency, and if it's not deemed as an emergency to them, they send you on your way back home. So all my bloods came back normal. I went off my scan. They could still see that fluid on the right hand side, and the consultant came to see me and she said, "It's a burst cyst." This is the bit that's been a little bit frustrating because the lovely lady who's been doing all my scans from the beginning has told me that the fluid is an infection, and then I have the consultant and my doctor saying that they think it's a cyst. So I've got 2 different people telling me 2 different things, which is very, very, very annoying for the person who's in pain and isn't getting straight answers. So I was sent home with cocodamol, which me and cocodamol are now best friends. And yeah, I just took the pain relief. About a week later, I noticed that I was getting some discharge, which looked kind of like old blood. And we think that that was the fluid that was in my pelvic area on the right hand side passing through, because I went for a follow-up scan and that fluid was actually gone, which was fantastic news, great news. I was so happy. I was thinking the fluid's gone, now the pain's gonna go away, there's no other issues now, we can just start to nail down, you know, getting to understand my PCOS, and we can start talking about trying to have a baby. No, not even close, literally not even close. It has just been non-stop pain, unfortunately. And I went back to see my doctor and I said, you know, this hasn't gone away. This is still very much here, and the pain has actually spread to other areas. And I did mention this in my last video as well, that the doctor did float around the idea of me having endometriosis, and unfortunately, I have got more symptoms that are now in line with endometriosis as I have before, and over the months they have slowly crept in and yeah, really made everyday life incredibly difficult to live. Rather than me going into the sort of ins and outs of the symptoms that I'm having, what I'm going to do is I'll leave a resource down below which was actually shared by Endometriosis like society, association, I don't know what they're called, and it's a form that you can fill in to take to your doctor, so you can show them the symptoms that you're experiencing in line with endometriosis. So you'll be able to see some of the symptoms on there, and it's a really good way for you to describe the pain, where the pain is, to your doctor, to sort of push along that diagnosis. So rather than me going into the ins and outs, you'll see all the symptoms on that sheet, and yes, I am experiencing some of those very uncomfortable symptoms. So eventually after seeing a doctor for like 3 months, she put in a referral to gynecology. Thank goodness. So I was thinking, this is amazing. I've got my referral to gynecology. I'm going to be able to see them soon. I've got the NHS app, so I can actually track my referrals and what's going on with them. And I could see on the app, it said on the 15th of March, if you've not had an appointment date, you can contact us for your appointment date. I literally let it get to like 3 o'clock on the 15th of March and I was on the phone, I was ringing them up and I was saying, hey, when's my appointment? And she told me I was on a waiting list and didn't give me much more information. So I was like, right, okay, you know, fair enough, maybe it'll be soon. And about 3 days later, I got a letter to say that because of COVID, there was going to be a delay. My referral had been triaged to a clinician. However, I would be contacted when my appointment would be and to not contact them. And you know when they say that, that is never a good thing. So I've just had to be patient and wait. It has been 4 weeks, but in that time, I have just been in so much pain. I think the doctor is so sick of me ringing her because there's not very much that she can actually do for me at this point. So I made the decision to see a private gynecologist. In my last video, I mentioned that I had a phone consultation with a fertility clinic. I did speak to them and they were able to help, but I think because I am undiagnosed still, going to a fertility clinic just didn't seem like the right step yet. I kind of want to know exactly what's going on in there, what it is that I've got, and then I will know more about what I can do in terms of trying to conceive, and then I can go back to the clinic with more information rather than paying them money to try and figure out what's going on down there. So as I mentioned in a previous video, I live in Manchester and we have actually got quite a few private hospitals that I could choose from. So it was up to me to find somebody that I wanted to see. So I spent hours researching specialist gynecologists, trying to find somebody that I thought had good experience, you know, they had good expertise, and I found a doctor that I wanted to see, and he actually works in the NHS clinic that I've been referred to. So I thought it would be a good way to get my foot in the door, see him privately, and hopefully he would maybe be able to have a look at where I am on the list and bump me up if we're looking at something that is quite serious, because currently the NHS is saying they can't see me till August and it's April. Yeah, I'm really happy I found him. I'm going to see him at a private hospital. He also works at that fertility clinic I was talking about, so you know, he gets around, he works at the different hospitals. So I'm hoping that going to see him, he'll be able to do some more investigations, see what I need next, whether I need to go for another scan or whether I need surgery, etc. And then he'll be better able to advise me whether I continue seeing him through the hospital, or because I want to have a baby, whether then we transferred over to the fertility clinic to see what we can do for me over there. So he seems like a really good fit. So yeah, I'm feeling really happy, which I never thought I would say. I'm really excited to go and see this doctor, and I'm hoping that he can start to give me more answers. I feel like I need to take a breath, I've been talking so fast, I'm so sorry. If you're wondering, yes, it is expensive to see somebody privately. Just for a consultation, it is costing me £200, but you know, I just honestly, my quality of life has gone down so dramatically that £200, you know, you just can't put a price on your health. So I have been told that the first consultation is £200 and then every other follow-up consultation after that is £150. So here's me being completely transparent with the pricing. This is what you'd be looking at if you wanted to go private. If you are looking to go private, one thing that you can do is be really transparent with your GP. And what I asked her to do was to do my bloods for me and to also send me a copy of my scans. So I have had my blood work back finally. It showed elevated LH, which is your luteinizing hormone. That's the one that tells you whether you're ovulating. And because mine is elevated, it does this. Whereas for a normal person without PCOS, it should look like this, and then it comes back down, and then that's when you know you've ovulated. Whereas for me, I get spikes throughout the month. I get spikes in my temperature as well throughout the month, so it's really difficult to see if or when I am ovulating. Another thing my blood showed was that my testosterone and my androgens were high, which when I had blood work done in June, they were completely normal because I'd only been off the pill for like 8 weeks, and now in March when I had it done, yes, my testosterone is high. I think it was like double more what it should be, which was crazy. And as well, my thyroid function has decreased. I'm still arguing with my doctor about this because I think I have all the symptoms for an underactive thyroid. I actually only have half my thyroid because I had surgery years ago, but she's saying that because it is still in the normal range that there's nothing they can do for me. So there we go, but it has decreased. My progesterone was low, just everything was completely off, and apparently typical of what a person with PCOS would look like as well. So I actually asked my doctor for her opinion, and I just said, you know, looking at my blood work now, what you can see, what's your opinion, what would you suggest going forward? And her answer was, brace yourself, nothing. She said, nothing, that's what you've got, and my advice would be to go back on contraception. I just cried because I felt sorry for myself and I felt so sorry for all the other women that would go to that appointment and hear that and think that nothing could be done for them. So she is going to send my blood work, my scans, and she's going to write me a referral letter as well to send across to the private gynecologist, and it's fair to say me and her are done. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's where I'm up to. Scan, the fluid went, the pain's not gone, we're still in this position, my bloods and my hormones are all over the place, and I'm now going to see a private gynecologist to get some real answers, try and figure out whether I do have endometriosis, and then once we have figured that out, we can start to have a think about what trying to conceive is going to look like for me. In my head, I'm kind of coming to terms already with the fact that this is not going to be easy, and there's a very strong possibility that I won't be able to conceive naturally. And I think the more I come to terms with that, hopefully this process will be a little bit easier for me, because I think having hope makes things difficult, a lot more difficult. So I'm taking every step that I can to heal my body and heal my health. You know, I'm eating healthy, I'm still dairy and gluten free, I'm taking all my supplements, I've increased the amount of inositol that I'm taking to see whether that makes a difference. I'm trying to do everything that I can on my end to put myself in the best position that I can, and then I'm hoping that the doctors are going to be able to piece these things together and try and make me better, because at this point the pain is my priority and just getting rid of that everyday pain that I'm living. The focus needs to be me getting back to normal, back to a healthier me, being able to like jump out of bed in the morning and have the energy to, you know, go to the gym like I did and go for a walk, and yeah, not be literally taking paracetamol with breakfast, lunch and dinner, and when it gets really bad having to turn to stronger things to take just to get me through the day. So that's where I am at the moment. I just want this pain to be gone, and I have purposefully not really done that much research into endometriosis because I don't want to freak myself out yet until I know that I've definitely got it. So when the time comes, if I do get that diagnosis, I will begin to do a little bit more research. And if you're watching this video and you have it as well, you know, leave me a comment down below, and yeah, I might come to you to ask some questions as well. But yeah, it's been a rough 2 months, and let's hope now we're taking positive steps towards getting this sorted. I will do a single like dedicated video to my experience of going to see a private gynecologist. So yeah, I'll take you with me. Obviously I won't be able to film in there, but I'll film on the day so that it's like fresh in my head and talk you through my experience. So if you're looking into this, you'll know what to expect as well. Yeah, I'm gonna end this video here before it gets ridiculously long. I really do hope you found this useful, especially if you're like me and you're kind of in that limbo stage. Let me know in the comments. I've connected with so many women, it is unreal. So please subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, or go and follow me over on Instagram. I would love to hear from you. And if you are in my position, God, I wish you the best of luck. Please feel free to ask me any questions. I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.